Justice Christopher Butler is one of Gibraltar's 3 permanent Supreme Court judges. His is not a name that makes the headlines often. He deals with some criminal and civil cases, but a large part of his work is family law. This particular case deals with S, a 5-year-old girl. The parents aren't on the best of terms, and they haven't been able to agree on the girl's surname. She currently bears the father's name only, and he doesn't want that to change. The mother wants to add her surname to it and create a double-barrel name. Mr. Justice Butler says his primary concern is the child's welfare, and believes a change of name without the consent of both parents shouldn't be allowed unless there is some evidence that the child's welfare can be improved. As part of his analysis, he considers that because of our proximity to Spain, double-barrel surnames are far more common in Gibraltar than they are in the UK. He also considers that in a small community like Gibraltar, where a lot of people will be aware of the identity of a child's biological parents, a change of name is less likely to have an emphasis. An additional relevant feature of life in Gibraltar, he says, is that many families cross the border to Spain frequently, in many cases daily. Therefore, he says, it's less likely for border police to raise concerns if the child shares both parents' names. This, he says, helps him to tip the balance in favor of changing the child's name, because it is to her benefit. However, Mr. Justice Butler says each case is specific and should be weighed on its own merits. He says the age of the child, for example, and her ability to make a reasoned choice for herself are relevant factors. He notes that S is only 5, and it would be a difficult exercise for her if she were asked what her preference was, but believes that in the legal world, the ability of young children to express their views and the desirability to take those views into account has been increasingly recognized. He says an experienced social worker should be able to discuss the matter with the child sensitively, in a way which does not make the child think she is choosing between parents, and she will know her feelings have been taken into account. Mr. Justice Butler says that although the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child hasn't yet been implemented in Gibraltar, it's very persuasive in this respect. In this case, the judge notes that the child has not been consulted, but has ruled that it would be in the child's interest to have her surname changed to double-barrel surname despite her father's reservations.